In light of that, we're also getting some more information right now. ICC sources have informed CNN News 18 that ICC officials have warned Pakistan, saying their boycott could trigger serious consequences, including major revenue loss, possible sanctions, and a sharp fall in broadcast ratings. Team and player rankings may suffer as well, while future bilateral series could face setbacks, dealing a heavy blow to Pakistan cricket. So this is the latest that we're getting right now. For more on this, we have Payal Mehta live with us. Payal, good morning. Thank you so much for joining me. Of course, Payal, there we see a snub from the ICC as well. Would you see this move by Pakistan as a cop-out?
Well, Pakistan is going to be into deep trouble should they, even fancy to do something like this, because very rarely have you seen in the business of cricket such situation coming up when a team wants to boycott a certain team as well. If the ICC, allows this, then probably every tournament some country will not want to play the other for multiple reasons. That cannot really be allowed. So there are sanctions which are going to be there. There's going to be monies which has to be lost, whether it is revenue, whether it's the ICC sanctions, or whether it is, of course, what they'll have to pay as far as the broadcaster is really concerned. And if that comes into effect, then Pakistan will be crippled for God knows how many years. And their cricket will completely be a finished thing as well. In any case, Pakistan is a country which is broke right now. They're really in the need of money. And that is something which is going to impact them in the long run. Player ratings, player rankings are very important. And even team rankings are very important in a bid for you to get important matches and important tournaments. All of that will take a hit, and in the future also, whenever Pakistan wants to have a bilateral series with any other country, forget about India is not playing any bilateral cricket with them, they're going to suffer as well. So more than 40% of the revenue which is going to come is going to be the broadcasters revenue, which they have to really lose, and Pakistan is going to be in deep trouble, to say the least, as well. But it seems that Pakistan is not bothered about the sport, not bothered about the country. It's more of a political regime which is calling the shots over there as well, because Asim Munir, who is a PCB chief, is also the ICC, is also the ACC chairman, is also the interior minister of Pakistan, and no less.
Right, Payal. Also joining me right now, Vineet Ramakrishnan as well as Anand Narasimhan. Thank you so much for joining me. Good morning to you. Also joining me on the broadcast, Mr. Rajiv Dogra, former diplomat. Thank you so much for joining me on the broadcast as well. Anand, let me just come to you. How do you see this cop-out by Pakistan?
With morning to everybody, and good that you're calling it a cop-out, but I would like to put it as 4 Ps, and if you would give me some time. It is pickle, ponting, penury, and punishment. And why do I say that? They are in a pickle, the PCB and the Pakistanis, because they have nudged the Bangladeshis out of the T20 World Cup for their political posturing, because February 12th are the elections, and they wanted to clearly polarize and make India the villain in the political narrative. And that's why the Jamatis within the Bangladesh Cricket Board were influenced by the PCB and the ISI, which is now entrenched in Bangladesh, and forced them out of the T20 World Cup. Now they have pushed Bangladesh out of the T20 World Cup on India grounds. So how can Pakistan be seen playing India? Because that would have, minus the currency that the Jamatis were trying to get, because their linkage with the JUI in Islamabad. So clearly Pakistan had to make the game play, and that's why they were caught in a pickle, that how can they play India when they have urged Bangladesh not to play India. And to try and show that East Pakistan and West Pakistan are coming back together again, they had to show this solidarity. So this gameplay happens. The second part is what Ricky Ponting very rightly said. The Pakistanis know they're going to get thrashed. They know they're going to get humiliated. And that means that their interior minister, and also politically, it will have a huge amount of backlash, because more television sets will be broken and more netas' homes will be broken, because the people will be very, very angry, because the PCB is and the Pakistan Cricket Board is really not in shape to be able to play this. The under-19 thrashing is notwithstanding. The other part is that Salman Agha himself said that I have to listen to my government. So clearly the players want to come and play, because they know it will send them further into penury if they don't play. So that's the penury part of it, because like you said, and Payal said, Pakistan Cricket Board has no money. They have got no money, and this is their biggest booster. It would have filled up their coffers for them to run their affairs until the next World Cup or the next India-Pakistan possible clash. That's what this match would have done. So that's why penury. And all the Pakistani players are not getting money anywhere else. This is the only place where they will make any money, because their local cricket has also gone to the dogs. So there's no cricket there. Final P is the punishment. They are going to get hammered, because the ICC, you have Mr. Jay Shah there, and they have been very, very clear, and they're going by the book. They're still playing the trying to mollycoddle Pakistan and trying to convince Pakistan and trying to play the good cop here and saying, let's not do this. This is bad for cricket and all of that. But they will be punished because Pakistan's behavior with the Asia Cup is not forgotten. All their braggadocio by the likes of Rashid Latif and everybody aside, the fact is that Pakistan went against the rule book by not giving Bharat the trophy. The other part, now if they don't come to play in the ICC against Bharat, India will travel to Sri Lanka. India will be there present at the match. India will get the bye as per the rule book. But the broadcaster is going to slam such a huge legal case against the Pakistanis and ask them to make good their revenue. That amount itself is going to be, as estimates say, about 40% of the PCB's net worth. Unka to band bach jayega. The other thing is, like Payal said, player listings, player rankings, bilateral series, and all the other nations will not want to engage with Pakistan directly. So this is where the 4 Ps of Pakistan is, and they've really bitten more than they can chew in this one. But because of the pickle that they were politically in Bangladesh, they had to take this call, and it's going to come at a huge cost and a huge this to them. But as I hand it back to you, Haim, there is a larger picture. This is perhaps the first big step to a fresh level of escalation. And this is a non-kinetic escalation that the Pakistanis are moving to with cricket is concerned, although very hypocritical, where they're playing cricket and other sport with India and other places, other multilateral fora, but not in this T20 World Cup. Back to you.
Absolutely, Anand. Thank you so much for articulating that for our viewers as well. But I guess we'd sooner get the moon and the stars in this studio before we expect Pakistan to prioritize integrity and look beyond hollow bravado. Mr. Rajiv Dogra, let me come to you on that as well. What would you have to say on that?
Well, there's a lot to say because Pakistan never ceases to surprise you with new mischief. But cricket essentially is a gentleman's game. And Pakistan is no gentleman. It is international nuisance. Had it followed the rules of cricket, Mohsin would not have run away with the trophy, which was Indian. The other thing is the timing of it. They've still not announced formally to ICC what they intend to do. But the reports are that they do not wish to play India. Why couldn't they do it immediately after Bangladesh announced it? Because after all, even that announcement was instigated by Pakistan. They delayed it till the last moment so that the tournament gets a setback and there's no alternative team to be found at short notice. So it was a planned move by Pakistan. The other thing is that you cannot withdraw from an international commitment on an ad hoc basis, on a dictatorial basis, that either you follow my line or your tournament gets sabotaged. That's not how international games are played. Look at what is happening to Russia. It has been banned from Olympics for a long time for no cause at all. So this is a test for ICC that it must enforce discipline, it must enforce order, and it must impose penalties which are heavy. To the players in Pakistan, penalties don't matter because most of their money comes from the betting syndicate. But to Pakistan Cricket Board, yes, it matters because they would be deprived of the most part of the money that is their annual budget. So I think it is more than anything else, more than India, it is a call for ICC to take and to ensure that things like this do not recur again.
Right.
The other thing is, Haim, if I can just quickly jump in and Vineet can come in on this, the numbers between Vineet and Payal, if you break this down, is such, and the punishment will be so hard. Ayaz Memon is also joining us this morning. Good morning, Ayaz bhai. The thing is, the numbers will be so hard and the severity of the punishment so much that Pakistan cricket will be pushed back by at least 2 decades. They will not, Pakistan cricket is quite literally over if they continue to behave in this manner and if they don't turn up for this World Cup. That's what one gets a sense. Yes, Vineet.
Yeah, absolutely right. In terms of finance, look, what PCB is trying to do is essentially trying to hit ICC where it would hurt the most. That is the revenue bit of it. I mean, from an estimation point of view, broadcasters are paying nearly 130 to 140 crore rupees for a match broadcast. You add in the ad revenue and everything else, the India-Pakistan games revenue is probably double of that. And now with if India-Pakistan does not happen, broadcasters would be wary of it, and broadcasters will go to the ICC for compensation. And what will ICC do? They will pass the buck on the Pakistan Cricket Board, and then again the revenue sharing model that generally all the member participating nations have. Whatever revenue that is split annually and centrally in terms of the T20 World Cup or any other tournament for that matter, it will be Pakistan that will take the hit. Pakistan did not, they've said that, they have looked at the financial ramifications and all the other things, but then again, it is far beyond that. Speaking to News 18, Rashid Latif, the former cricketer, had mentioned that this ramification is not just for the T20 World Cup. It will have ramifications for the Women's World Cup, for the Under-19 World Cup, the bilateral series and everything. So Pakistan PCB will be very crippled only because of this political posturing here. That is something that ICC are trying to
frankly,
Pakistan.
Pakistan cricket is crippled already. It is just that they will no longer be able to even crawl. That will be the situation. I asked Memon is with us, but Payal, the ICC is not going to take kindly. They are going to wait and watch, and they're going to go by the rule book, tick all the boxes of what is protocol. But when it comes to punishment, this time it's going to be very, very severe.
Many people are asking that question as to why has ICC not called Pakistan out clearly. The answer is that ICC is a responsible organization. PCB has not reached out to them officially, just as we speak. Even now, PCB has not reached out to them. There has to be an official communication which has to be in place. Just putting out something on your social media, and then later probably a nation like Pakistan might even call it a fake post. Just like Mohsin Naqvi actually landed up tweeting saying Nawaz Sharif was the prime minister that he really met. So the Pakistanis cannot be put past anything as well. So obviously the ICC wants to set an exemplary example as far as this is concerned. If Ayaz Menon can really recollect and tell, because he's covered the sport for decades together, but there have been hardly 3 or 4 examples in the history of cricket, when such occasions have really happened, and what has been the precedence as far as those are really concerned. But ICC is very clear; they're going to play by the rule book. Even if the PCB in their internal meetings have been saying that they're not opposed to ICC, they're opposed to the man who's heading ICC, that's Jay Shah. So for them, ICC is equal to India, and of course that's why they are objecting. But it's to their own peril, because if Pakistan is anyways a doomed nation, and many politicians, especially Priyanka Chaturvedi and the others, have said that probably now PCB will have to go to World Bank to seek a loan to pay off the sanctions that they are going to be caused because of ICC.
They will be behind in queue from the Pakistan government and the military because they're already there ahead of them in queue. So, unka number baad mein aayega.